Have you ever felt that your kindness is being taken advantage of? Today, we're going to uncover 4 surprising ways how being too kind can actually ruin your life. Let's dive into the wisdom of Stoicism and see how we can navigate this tricky terrain. Welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, we're all about practical Stoic wisdom to help you lead a better life. Today, we're discussing how unchecked kindness can lead to unexpected problems. Stick around to the end to learn how to balance kindness with wisdom. Point number 1, loss of personal boundaries. First, let's talk about personal boundaries. When you're always kind and willing to help, people might start to expect it from you all the time. This can lead to a loss of personal boundaries. You might find yourself saying yes to things you don't want to do or have time for. Over time, this can cause stress and burnout. Think about it. How many times have you agreed to do something just to avoid disappointing someone? Maybe you took on extra work at your job or agreed to help a friend move, even when you were already exhausted. These small acts of kindness can pile up and become overwhelming. You end up with little time for yourself, and your own needs get pushed aside. Stoicism teaches us the importance of knowing our limits and protecting our own well-being. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, reminds us to be mindful of our own needs and not to overextend ourselves. It's not about being selfish. It's about maintaining a healthy balance. When you set clear boundaries, you respect both yourself and others. You show that you value your time and energy. One practical way to maintain your boundaries is to learn to say no when necessary. This doesn't mean you stop being kind or helpful. It means you recognize when you need to take care of yourself first. For example, if a friend asks for a favor and you're already swamped, it's okay to politely decline and explain that you're too busy at the moment. Offer to help another time when you're less stretched. Another aspect to consider is communicating your boundaries clearly. Let people know what you can and cannot do. This clarity helps others understand and respect your limits. It prevents misunderstandings and sets the right expectations from the beginning. By maintaining strong personal boundaries, you preserve your energy and well-being. You can be genuinely kind and helpful without feeling overwhelmed or taken advantage of. Remember, true kindness starts with being kind to yourself. Point number 2, feeling unappreciated. Constantly being kind without receiving any appreciation can make you feel undervalued. You might start to wonder if anyone even notices or cares about your efforts. This can lead to resentment and frustration. Imagine you're always there for your friends, offering support, giving gifts, and making sacrifices. But over time, you notice that these gestures are met with silence. There are no words of thanks, no signs of gratitude. It's natural to start questioning whether your kindness is even worth it. This feeling of being taken for granted can be deeply disheartening. Stoicism encourages us to act virtuously but also to be mindful of how our actions affect our own mental state. The Stoic philosopher Epictetus reminds us that we should act according to our principles and values, not for the sake of external validation. While this is true, it doesn't mean we should ignore our feelings entirely. Resentment and frustration are signals that something is off balance. It's important to acknowledge these emotions and understand where they're coming from. Are you giving too much without receiving anything in return? Are you surrounded by people who don't appreciate you? Recognizing these patterns is the first step toward making a change. One way to address this issue is to communicate openly with the people around you. Let them know how their lack of appreciation makes you feel. This doesn't have to be a confrontation. It can be a gentle conversation where you express your feelings. Sometimes, people are simply unaware of the impact their actions, or lack thereof, have on others. By speaking up, you give them a chance to understand and change their behavior. Another approach is to adjust your expectations. Understand that not everyone will recognize or appreciate your efforts. And that's okay. Focus on the intrinsic value of your actions. Find satisfaction in knowing that you're living according to your values, regardless of external recognition. Additionally, surround yourself with people who do appreciate and value you. Seek out relationships where kindness is reciprocated and gratitude is expressed. These positive connections can help balance out the negative feelings of being unappreciated. Ultimately, practicing kindness should bring you joy and fulfillment, not resentment and frustration. By being mindful of your own needs and seeking out appreciation where it's due, you can maintain a healthy balance in your relationships and continue to act with virtue and kindness. Point number 3, being taken advantage of. Some people might see your kindness as a weakness to exploit. They might ask for favors without considering your needs or take credit for your work. This can erode your self-respect and create a toxic dynamic in your relationships. Imagine you're always the one who stays late at work to help a colleague finish a project. or you're constantly lending money to a friend who never pays you back. Over time, these actions can create an unhealthy pattern where people start to rely on your generosity without giving anything in return. This exploitation can be subtle at first, but it often grows into a significant problem. This kind of dynamic not only drains your energy and resources, but also affects your self-esteem. When your efforts go unrecognized and unreciprocated, you might start to feel undervalued and taken for granted. This can lead to feelings of resentment and frustration, which can further strain your relationships. According to Stoicism, we must be wise and discerning in our interactions, ensuring we're not being used. The Stoic philosopher Seneca reminds us to act with prudence, making sure our kindness doesn't become a burden or a tool for others to exploit. One practical approach to avoid being taken advantage of is to set clear boundaries. Clearly communicate what you are willing and not willing to do. For example, if a colleague repeatedly asks for help with their workload, let them know you're happy to assist occasionally, but you have your own responsibilities to manage. By setting these limits, you protect your time and energy. It's also important to be assertive in recognizing and addressing exploitation. If someone takes credit for your work, calmly and confidently point out your contributions. This not only reclaims your rightful recognition, but also sends a message that you won't tolerate being overshadowed. Additionally, prioritize your own needs and well-being. Stoicism teaches us that we should take care of ourselves first, so we can be in a better position to help others. If you're constantly depleted, you won't be able to offer genuine help. Remember, it's okay to prioritize your own health and happiness. Another strategy is to assess the intentions of those around you. Be mindful of who repeatedly asks for favors without reciprocating. Healthy relationships are built on mutual respect and support. If you find that certain people are consistently taking without giving, it might be time to reevaluate those relationships. Ultimately, kindness should be a strength, not a weakness. By being wise and discerning, setting boundaries, and prioritizing your own well-being, you can ensure that your kindness is appreciated and not exploited. This balance allows you to maintain healthy, respectful relationships where your generosity is valued and reciprocated. Point number 4. Neglecting your own needs. If you're always putting others first, you might neglect your own needs and desires. This can lead to a lack of fulfillment and happiness in your own life. Picture this. You're always the one who puts everyone else's needs before your own. You sacrifice your time, energy, and even your dreams to ensure others are happy and well taken care of. While this might seem noble, over time, it can lead to a deep sense of dissatisfaction and unfulfilled potential. When you constantly prioritize others, you might miss out on opportunities to pursue your own passions and goals. Your personal growth and happiness can take a back seat, leaving you feeling stagnant and unfulfilled. This self-neglect can manifest in various ways, such as not taking care of your health, ignoring your hobbies, or feeling guilty about taking time for yourself. Stoicism teaches us to take care of ourselves, so we can be in the best position to help others. Epictetus emphasized the importance of self-care and personal well-being as foundational to living a virtuous life. By neglecting your own needs, you not only harm yourself, but also diminish your capacity to genuinely help others in the long run. One practical way to address this is to schedule regular me time, where you focus solely on your needs and interests. This could be as simple as setting aside time each day for a hobby you love, exercising, or even just relaxing with a book. By making time for yourself, you recharge your energy and maintain a healthy balance. It's also crucial to listen to your body and mind. Pay attention to signs of burnout, such as chronic fatigue, irritability, or lack of motivation. These are indicators that you need to slow down and focus on self-care. Prioritize activities that nourish your body and soul. Whether it's getting enough sleep, eating well, meditating, or spending time in nature. Another important aspect is to set realistic boundaries with those around you. Let people know when you need time for yourself, and don't be afraid to say no to additional demands on your time and energy. This doesn't make you selfish. It makes you smart and ensures that you can continue to be there for others without compromising your own well-being. In your relationships, communicate your needs openly. Share your goals and desires with your loved ones, and ask for their support in helping you achieve them. Healthy relationships are reciprocal and should involve mutual support and understanding. When you neglect your own needs, it can lead to feelings of resentment and bitterness, which can strain your relationships. Lastly, reflect on your values and what truly brings you joy and fulfillment. Stoicism encourages us to live in accordance with our true nature and values. Take time to understand what matters most to you and align your actions with these priorities. This alignment will bring a deeper sense of purpose and satisfaction to your life. In summary, while being kind and helpful to others is a wonderful trait, it's crucial to balance it with taking care of your own needs. By doing so, you ensure that you are happy, healthy, and able to offer genuine support to those around you. Remember, balance is key to a fulfilling and virtuous life. Kindness is a virtue, but like all things, it needs to be balanced with wisdom. By setting boundaries, ensuring you're appreciated, being cautious of exploitation, and not neglecting your own needs, you can practice kindness in a way that enriches your life rather than ruins it. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more Stoic wisdom. Remember, being kind is important, but so is being wise. Until next time, take care and stay balanced.